The young boy joyfully skating on his board is named Reki. He got into his boss's car and headed to a skateboarding competition to challenge his rival, Shadow. Shockingly, Shadow tampered with Reki's skateboard. Undeterred, Reki immediately challenged him. As the match began, the referee signaled, and two figures swiftly skated forward. Unexpectedly, Shadow even dared to look back provocatively, annoying Reki. At a curve, Reki overtook, but Shadow played dirty, throwing a firecracker under Reki's skateboard. Reki lost balance and crashed into the crowd. Returning to class with injuries, Reki found a new, cool and handsome mixed-race transfer student from Canada named Snow, who said little during his introduction. The boss was worried about Reki, who thought his loss was due to his own lack of skill, unrelated to others. Meanwhile, Snow, having just arrived in Japan, looked for a job and initially interviewed to be an assistant for an electronic calligrapher, but was rejected due to his age. After the interview, he met Reki chasing after his skateboard. Helping Reki retrieve it, Snow was encouraged by Reki to try skateboarding. Snow naively agreed and immediately fell. Reki then quickly skated and jumped over the fallen Snow. Seeing Snow's potential interest, Reki recommended he visit the skateboard shop where he worked to pick a beginner board. Snow mentioned he was looking for a part-time job. With Reki injured and the store manager unavailable to deliver skateboards, Snow, having a motorcycle license, easily got the job. The task was set for 3 nights later, to deliver skateboards to a customer at a venue that only opened at night for a secret skateboarding contest known only to insiders. The captain needed to borrow money that day and couldn't attend. Reki took Snow to get a sticker for mine entry and heavily promoted the high-speed skateboarding contest, which could exceed speeds of 100 kilometers per hour. Reki was currently refining a skateboard, determined to create the best one for the best race, inspired by a photograph of his father. Snow was puzzled by this concept of the best. Soon, they packed up and left to deliver the skateboard, with only 5 minutes remaining to the start. The venue was crowded with spectators. Reki handed his backpack to a contestant, but took the wrong one, a mistake that infuriated the skateboarder who threw the bag away. Although upset by the disrespect shown to the skateboard, Reki apologized and offered to retrieve the correct one, but there was no time left. If the race was lost, the man's girlfriend would face public humiliation. The man asked Reki to skate instead. When Shadow provoked, Reki sent Snow to fetch tools to repair the skateboard for the race. Unexpectedly, Snow wrapped tape around the skateboard and his feet, deciding to race for the injured Reki in a style similar to single-board skiing. Famous skater Cherry Blossom supported Snow's decision. As the race started, Shadow quickly pulled ahead while Snow remained stationary, stunning the crowd. Suddenly, Snow crouched and began pushing off the ground with his hands, drawing laughter. Reki and the contestant couple covered their faces in embarrassment. Shadow, seeing Cherry Blossom, initially worried Snow might be a dark horse, but relaxed seeing his unconventional technique. However, Snow gradually got the hang of land skateboarding, which, though different, reminded him of his past skating experiences. He then leaned forward and accelerated. Cherry Blossom rode a motorcycle with Reki to follow the racers. As Shadow skated on, he realized no one was watching him anymore. Then suddenly, Snow appeared right behind him. The young skater ahead, named Reki, was being chased by a huge curve, but he didn't plan to slow down. Shadow thought Snow would crash, but instead, Snow impressively countersteered by touching the ground. Unfortunately, his skateboard wheels hit the ground, allowing Shadow to overtake him again. Cherry Blossom told Reki that Snow's movement suggested he was originally a snowboarder, which was indeed true. For Snow, the mountainous racetrack felt like flat ground, but the course was not that simple. To his surprise, the last stretch of the race was through an abandoned factory. Shadow thought he had won, forgetting that snowboarding is favored by Red Bull, so Snow took a more perilous route. Shadow, frustrated, decided to use firecrackers again. Just as Reki arrived, he shouted a warning, but Snow didn't touch the ground. Instead, he grabbed the skateboard and flipped in the air, using the fireworks as a filter. At that moment, Reki thought he saw snowflakes inside the factory. Snow won the race, and Reki immediately rushed to compliment him on his incredible skill. The next day, Reki asked Snow to skate again. Snow agreed, and began skating with Reki's push. Just as he was getting the hang of it, they approached a busy road. Reki immediately shouted for him to stop, and Snow quickly braked, tumbling on the ground with his hands, nearly being run over by a truck, a master nearly slipping into another world. Yet Snow enjoyed the adrenaline rush similar to skiing. Reki agreed to lend him a skateboard for practice, but stressed the difference between skateboarding and skiing. Reki then began teaching Snow the basics of skateboarding, like how to balance and adjust body dynamics to prevent falls, even training him on the playground. However, Snow hadn't learned to turn and ended up crashing into a wall, eventually being taken away by a teacher. Meanwhile, Cherry Blossom and Joe, who knew each other privately, were international figures, a renowned calligrapher and an Italian restaurant owner respectively, and old rivals who only appeared civil in public. Both had their eyes on Snow, the new skateboarding rookie who had just defeated Shadow, who, surprisingly, was a complete novice at basic skateboarding. Snow's mother, noticing injuries on her son, worried about bullying, but the injuries were actually from skateboarding falls. Although he had been practicing, the lack of fixed components on the board made it unfamiliar to him. Also, Snow had failed his latest job interview, so Reki took him to plead with his store manager for help. On the skateboarding front, Cherry Blossom and Joe were old adversaries. Cherry Blossom enjoyed AI, while Joe thought computed angles lacked excitement. At that moment, Snow was practicing the butt jump with Reki, contemplating giving it up, but Reki convinced him that only the butt jump could elevate their skateboarding to new heights. Snow, who had skied for 15 of his 17 years, naturally disliked that the skateboard could detach from his feet. So, Reki took him to his home's skateboarding storage. Reki's mother and sister warmly welcomed Snow. Reki showed him a magazine, noticing that Snow preferred larger skateboards for increased stability. Snow nodded in agreement, impressed that Reki could discern this. Not only did Reki recognize it, but he was also capable of crafting it, as the type of board Snow wanted was rare on the market. Thus, Reki procured a new plank of wood to rework. Snow followed him to watch skateboarding contests and skill videos, realizing that skateboarding could be done anywhere, unlike skiing, which was limited to mountains and indoor facilities. Skateboarding can be practiced anywhere and offers considerable freedom. For Reki, skateboarding represents infinite possibilities. As they practiced, they also worked on crafting Snow's new skateboard. Snow, who gets queasy at the sight of blood, would scream upon seeing blood from falls. Reki, puzzled, asked if Snow had never been injured while skiing. Snow explained that skiing injuries are typically bruises or fractures, so blood is rarely seen. However, in skateboarding, falling is part of learning. Snow had given up skiing because his father passed away and he lost the desire to continue skiing in Canada. Yet, he found himself attracted to skateboarding once again after arriving here. Finally, Snow successfully completed a butt jump, and they both clapped and celebrated his quick learning within 2 weeks. When Reki went to the store owner to boast, a young man entered, challenging Snow. Reki knew him. His name was Mia, a representative of the Japanese skateboarding team. Snow, who still loved thrilling competitions, accepted the challenge. During the challenge, Mia noticed the close relationship between Reki and Snow, which soured his mood as it brought back some unpleasant memories. He immediately confronted them, leading to a freestyle skate-off. The initial spins and continuous steps were manageable, but the jumps were hard to follow. Mia, being a team representative, executed his moves cleanly. Reki tried to mimic him, but ended up falling face first. Snow quickly followed, but fell during a turn when his strap loosened, scraping his knee severely. Mia, annoyed, suggested they change equipment to avoid excuses if they lost. Reki then modified Snow's skateboard. No one believed Snow could win, except for Reki. During an interview with journalists, Mia was well behaved. A journalist asked Mia to perform a skateboarding trick, and some team members who disliked him tried to distract him during his performance. Mia handled it smoothly, smirking at them as he believed their cliquish warmth hindered progress. Meanwhile, Snow was quickly mastering skateboarding, but he always fell when turning because the wheels don't pivot. Security chased them, and they split up. Reki tripped over a discarded seat on the roadside and got an idea to adjust Snow's skateboard. The store manager showed Reki a video of Mia's race, highlighting his skills as a talent in tricks. Reki felt that Mia didn't seem happy during the races, which was true. Mia had fallen out with a close skateboarding friend, and was also being stalked by a weirdo who decided to skip work to watch their competition. On the night of the race, Reki brought the modified skateboard to Snow, who trusted Reki completely. Mia, feeling jealous, proposed a wager. If Snow lost, Reki would have to become his dog. Reki was shocked, wondering why he was involved, but if Mia lost, he could be a cat or a dog or anything else. Surprisingly, Snow agreed. Reki was nervous as the race began. Shadow tried to catch up by driving, but Reki expertly hitched a ride, not caring about the previous incident, while Shadow was frustrated and helpless. Mia's decision to race against Snow was because Adam had intentionally backed down, initially disappointing him. But when he saw Snow leap over a rock at high speed, Shadow gasped. Reki smiled slightly. His modifications allowed the wheels to twist freely, leveraging Snow's 15 years of skiing experience. For him, it was as simple as drinking water. Watching Reki cheer for Snow, Mia suddenly remembered his own friends, who had shunned him after he became famous, believing he treated others as beneath him. Therefore, Mia devoted himself solely to improving his skills and stopped making friends. He leaned forward, hands behind his back, and accelerated in a speed skating posture. Unexpectedly, Snow surpassed him with a butt jump technique. Mia, not to be outdone, used a drainage ditch to make a turn, and then the two entered an indoor skateboarding area. Snow wanted to take the same route as before but needed to speed up. Mia blocked him tightly in front. While Snow was figuring out what to do, Reki burst in, shouting for him to use the skateboard. Without hesitation, Snow headed towards a broken handrail. Mia was in front of a broken handrail, and Snow, with a quick skateboard turn, maneuvered past it and ultimately won the competition. Reki joyfully hugged Snow, praising the skateboard he made, and told Mia that skateboarding should be a joyful activity. Mia knew this. He had started out happy too, but after winning awards, his friends drifted away. Reki hit him on the head, prompting an aloof response from Mia, though Reki still tried to make him laugh. At that moment, Adam, the big shot behind the racetracks, appeared, mocking Mia as nothing special and even attempting to meddle with Snow. Reki angrily demanded Adam retract his insults to protect Mia and challenged Adam himself, though Adam was more interested in competing against Snow for his perverse aesthetic. Nevertheless, Snow agreed to race Adam, but only if Reki raced him first.